Evening, people, and welcome to another episode of the Touchline Hotspur podcast. It's a big week in North London, so we had to get a big guest to join us. But before I get into our guest, Sai, how you doing today, bro?
I'm good, man. You know the energy when it's North London Derby week. We get through the preceding fixtures and then it's straight to the smoke. So I'm ready, man. I'm ready.
Yeah. We got to bring the smoke today. We got to bring the smoke to a certain person today because he's in the Lions Den today, innit? But we'll get onto that later. I'm loving the hat, by the way, Sai, too. So I love that. I see you. Ohio, how you doing, bro?
I'm all right, man. Feeling good, feeling more positive. Obviously, we've seen a good run of form, but we'll get into that. Obviously, we're welcoming our man to the op block today. And I've chosen a black do-rag for Arsenal's funeral in advance. That's why I
bought. Okay. And then, of course, a man who actually needs no introduction, actually. It's probably the first time you've been on our platform, but I know you hopped on our opposite number, the Touchy Gooners lot, a couple months back as well. You're no stranger to talking about Arsenal, obviously, but Robbie, thank you for coming on the platform, man. How you doing?
No, good, man. Good. Looking forward to the game as well, like you guys. I see the energy. I see that you guys are pumped up. You know what I mean? You put 4 past Wolfsberger. You know what I mean? So you're pumped. You know what I mean? But I keep warning a lot of Spurs. My neighbour's a Spurs fan as well. I warned him the other day. I said, yo, this is not... I know you've been looking good recently, but it's a different game. Even when, I remember back in the day when we were, going for titles and stuff like that, even we'd still come to Spurs and it's a problem, right? When we were way better than you. So it's always a close affair. And I think especially at the Emirates Stadium, we got a good record against you guys there. So it should be a great game.
Yeah, I think that's the one thing that will be guaranteed. It's always a great game for the neutral. I think a lot of non-North London Arsenal Spurs fans or whatever will tell you that it isn't one of the biggest fixtures in the league, but it really is. And I think if you just look at the entertainment value and how competitive it's been, even back when you lot were doing well to now when you're a bit in the doldrums, let's say that it's still quite a competitive fixture. So listen, before we actually get into that match itself, I wanted to speak about the both our teams like recent exploits in the Europa League. Obviously, you went away to Olympiacos, who are now sort of like an enemy to you lot now, like a Europa League grudge match, so to speak. you won that game 3-1. Obviously, we had Dinamo Zagreb at home. We won that game 2-0. I just wanted to sort of talk about both our team's chances of the Europa League. So I'm actually going to start with you, Sai, first as well. Looking at that game yesterday as well, when you saw the lineup for us, were you surprised by that lineup? And is that like a team that you expect to see literally from now up until the latter stages of the competition in the Europa League?
I wasn't too surprised. I expected us to go out as strong as possible without compromising the match at the weekend, because we all know Jose Mourinho's whole hopes of any sort of deemed success is through the cup competitions at the minute, because we're not placed in the Premier League to say otherwise. So I wasn't surprised to see a stronger lineup. As the game played on, I was surprised to see how long certain guys stayed on the pitch. But yeah, from the team lineup standpoint, it wasn't really too much of a surprise.
And I'm going to stick to you on this as well. 4 clean sheets in our last 5 games. Another clean sheet yesterday as well. I know it's only Europa League. I know it's Dinamo Zagreb, etc. But do you get a little bit of confidence from the fact that we're actually able to now string together some more resolute defensive performances than we showed early on in 2021?
100%. The defensive side of the game is very much about confidence and making sure that everyone can stay organized and things of that nature. So the fact that we're starting to instill that in our back four and getting a bit more continuity and partnerships are starting to build, I do expect that to continue to build upon, and hopefully we can carry something similar into the game at the weekend, even though I'm not holding my breath for that one.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna skip asking you a question about the Spurs game, right? Because I know obviously you were watching the Arsenal game, but Ohio, I'm going to come to you on this now because this is a name that we're going to be mentioning quite a lot on this stream. Harry Kane. Talk to me about Harry Kane, man. That's 26 goals now in all competitions, 16 assists in all competitions. Talk to me about this guy, man.
They said he was finished. They thought we forgot. They said he was finished. He's, you know, if people want to say Lewandowski, that's fine. I don't want to fight. It's okay. But we've got someone that plays 9 and 10 to an elite standard. Like, it's crazy. Like, you know, I think there's been a lot of talk about, you know, Kane needing trophies and stuff. It's not even just a need. Like, the man, if you have to one person to just give one trophy this season in the team, it's Harry Kane. Like, he's been ridiculous. Even when he went a little bit quiet for a couple of games, he was still ridiculous. Like, I genuinely don't think we've ever seen somebody play in the same game, because there are certain players who've been able to play number 9 and number 10 at different points in their career. I know there's a little Rooney versus Kane debate going on in the background, but we'll get it. But to be able to do both roles to such a high standard, like I can't even. I was like, oh yeah, he's playing false 9 this season, but he's not really. Like, I don't know what like. Is it complete forward? I know that's a Football Manager thing. Like, is that what we call him now? Like, I don't know. Like,
centre back as well, bro. He's centre back as well.
He's just complete. Do you know what I mean? I think the form that he's showing, this is Ballon d'Or contender form and performances. I don't think that's a stretch to say, but he can obviously only we as a team have to put him in that conversation by actually stepping up and finally bringing home some meaningful silverware, because Carabao Cup's not going to get him Ballon d'Or top 3. Do you know what I mean? Like, it has to be something, you know, tenable that Jose can do this in a press conference for. Do you know what I'm saying? So yeah, he's just ballistic, man. Like, the finish itself, was it the second one or the first one?
Don't get out all your praises now.
Yeah, let me
save some. Bottle it up, bro. Bottle it up, because we're coming for that smoke, Robbie. I told you, man. I told you.
Ballon d'Or.
You heard what I said? Listen, you heard what I said?
Oh, yeah, I see.
Listen, Robbie, I'm coming to you next on this, because we got a few of our touchy gooners, compatriots as well, who were on the live Discord yesterday, and they were reporting back to us on how you lot performed. And whilst Olympiacos weren't good, they weren't overly impressed with your performance yesterday. I know you got the win, but they weren't really impressed in certain parts of the game. Odegaard getting his first goal as well, Gabriel scoring a goal as well. What was your take on Arsenal's performance generally yesterday?
I think listen, if you go away from home against a team like Olympiacos, that's an experienced European side, and you score 3 away goals, you got to be pleased with that. I mean, it was a very, you know, we all remember what happened last year when they put us out. So to go away from home and, you know, put 3 past them, we've got to be happy with that. But what weren't great was our defending. We was very sloppy, you know what I mean? And to be honest, I think what a lot of fans were a bit worried about is that if we play like that against you guys with Ballon d'Or Harry up front and Son and Harry Kane, you know, if we play like that, we'll get punished, because there was a couple of chances that they had, and these were unforced errors by Arsenal. And we did it last week against Burnley as well, from playing out of the back. So that's what worried people. But going forward, we were very good. You know, I mean, we were on the front foot right from the word go. We took the game to them. We should really have been, long before we scored our first goal, we should have scored about 2-3 goals. So in that way, it was positive. I'm seeing a pattern of play with Arsenal, and I do think that, you know, come this game on Sunday, it's not the same Arsenal that you played earlier on in the season. It's a much better Arsenal when it comes to the way they, the way they attack.
Okay.
So it was a mixed bag, but listen, you've got to be pleased with 3 away goals. And, you know, Olympiacos, as I said, they're a European pedigree team. You know, I'd say they're a much better team than Zagreb. So, you know, it was a good win.
Oh, come on. They're a much better team than Zagreb. Zagreb have not... That was Zagreb's first loss in the competition this season, I swear. Was it?
Olympiacos, I think Olympiacos they were in the Champions League, weren't they? And they dropped out of that. You know, what I mean, Olympiacos are always in Europe. They're always there, and you know, they've never won a European, you know, one of the big ones or whatever. But they're always a team that's got decent players.
Fair enough.
It's always, you know, remember that performance was away from home. You guys were playing at home. We were away. So you got to get that performance respect to score 3 away goals in a game that, you know, a lot of people are saying is going to be really tricky, you know, considering that they knocked us out of the same competition last year. It was satisfying to do that, but, you know, I'm not going to lie to you guys. You know, the performance in defensively was very sloppy. And as I said, you know what I mean? We can't afford to do that against you guys, because the quality of players that you've got up front will get punished. So we've got to cut that out before Sunday. But if we do, attacking wise, you know, we've got a lot more than the last time we played you. You know what I mean? We're the attacking, you know what I mean? The pattern of play now is much better with Arsenal, you know? And I think that guy, Odegaard, and Emil Smith-Rowe, they've been very significant in coming into the team. Yeah,
well, I mean, to be honest, we'll get into those players specifically when we're talking about the North London derby, but I want to stick on you, and then I'm going to go back to Sai in a second. It seems as if the English sides left in the competition really and truly are expected to go far. Well, Man United is in the balance because we don't know what's going to happen with them and AC Milan, but it's expected that with those 3 away goals now, you should progress to the next round. Us, of course, we still have to go away from home. You never know what could happen, but we should progress to the next round. What are your chances of winning the Europa League this season, in your opinion?
Well, listen, it's a good chance. It's still, you know, there's still some good teams left in it. Obviously, you guys are going to be one of the favourites to win it. You've got, you know, and I think a lot of that's down to, even though you ain't really won nothing for a very, very, very long time.
And how long was it going to take for you to mention this?
Is that not facts I'm giving you? You haven't won nothing for a long time. That's why I have to say it. The Audi Cup. Sorry, there was the Audi Cup, but apart from
this guy's
big things.
The man said Audi Cup.
But no. In all seriousness, you haven't won nothing for a very long time. However, you got Mourinho in charge, right? And I look with Mourinho and I say he's a guy who's won a lot of trophies, and he does know. This is where I think he comes into his own in the cup competitions. He has the capability of taking you guys all the way there. So I'd say that, you know, you guys have got to be one of the favourites. I was watching the United game yesterday before our game started. I'll tell you, I was impressed with Milan, man. United were very lucky to only for that to be a 1-1, because they were getting peppered up. I think they were lucky Ibrahimovic and those guys weren't playing. Now, whoever goes through in that game, whether it be United or Milan, they're going to be a serious threat. I think teams like Ajax look like they're going to go through. There's still some very good teams left in it, but there's no team in it that you say, oh, you know what, if we played them over 2 legs, we ain't going to beat them. There's no, you haven't got a Bayern Munich or somebody left in the competition. So, I feel that the English clubs do have a very, very, very good chance of lifting that trophy. And if you look at Arsenal, I know last year we got knocked out by Olympiacos, but the year before that we got to the final where we lost to Chelsea, and the year before that we got to the semi-final where we was beaten by Atletico Madrid. So and you've got to look at Mikel Arteta and say, again, as a manager in cup competitions, he got the job done last year in the FA Cup, and that was beating Manchester City. And you may nod your head like that, Toby, yeah. But that we beat Manchester City in the semi-final, we beat Chelsea in the final. So we've got just as good a chance of winning it as you have.
Sai, do you agree?
Hell nah. Lewis in the chat is talking about over 2 legs we beat them all. Nah, man, they don't have a leg to stand on, mate. Like, the way I see it is Arsenal manage every year to have good cup runs in the FA Cup, football heritage, blah, 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 blah. But on the European stage, they freeze, man. We know this. We know this to be
What
true.
have you done? What you're comparing? Toby asked me comparing the two teams. You froze as well. You got to the final, you lost.
Yeah,
What
but
have
that's
you?
Champions League final,
Of
Robbie.
the
That's not a-
Champions
yeah, but
League
not a Europa
against the
League final.
best team in England.
Listen, you've been in the Europa League before, right?
Yeah.
We
Have
haven't.
you not
We've
been in
never
the Europa
taken it
League? Did you win it?
seriously. We've never
Did you
taken
win
it
it?
seriously.
Did you
We
win it?
haven't taken it seriously.
Come
That's
on,
that's
man.
my cop out. That's the plea I will cop.
Well, you keep pleading because the plea is you ain't won it and you ain't won nothing, right? And
Up
you got to
until
be
this
real.
point.
You have to be real. You can't turn around and say, "Oh, how can Arsenal win it?" And Mikel Arteta has won a trophy. He won a trophy, the FA Cup last season. He beat a very good Sheffield United away. That was when Sheffield United were playing good. He beat them away in the
They dumped you
quarterfinal.
out, by the way,
He
Robbie.
beat
You've not
Manchester
mentioned
City
that.
in the
They dumped you out.
semi-final and beat Chelsea in the final against all odds. Nobody expected him to do that. So you can't write off Arsenal.
I will
How can you
write
do
off Arsenal for the simple fact that we have a manager that has European pedigree. You guys don't at the minute. So as far as Tottenham of old getting into deep stages of the Europa League and freezing, more often than not, we've rotated heavily. We've not taken the competition seriously. We've prioritized finishing top four. We all know that now we're in a situation where getting into the top four is very, very unlikely. So we know what Mourinho does when that is the situation. He goes ball to the wall and he tries to win the Europa League to secure that Champions League qualification. That's
Apologies.
fact.
All right, apologies for interrupting you, yeah, but your manager's got Premier League. He's got Premier League pedigree as well. Is he going to win the Premier League this year?
Not this season.
I'm saying that no. If you look at both managers recently, Mikel Arteta's a new manager, but he won the FA Cup, so you can't write him off, and as if to say he's got no chance. We've got just as good a chance of winning the Europa League as you do.
We'll see.
By the
We'll
maths,
see.
but by the quality, I'm not buying it. I'm not buying what you're selling.
We'll
see,
talking,
we'll see.
you know what? This man's talking like you're like some prime Manchester City or
Nah,
you know
nah,
what I mean?
nah,
Where you're used to winning trophies, and I don't know where you're coming from with that energy, bro.
Nah.
Right?
You know what is, Robbie, though? I don't think
One second. I've got respect for Tottenham. You do have quality, and you do have a manager that, and I said that right even before you said it. You do have a manager that can get you over the line in a cup. He's good at doing that, yeah. But it's yet to be seen at Tottenham. Yeah, it's yet to be seen. Yeah, and so you know, if you and I'm saying, if I look at my manager, he has proven to me that he can win a trophy in a cup competition when it wasn't like we came up against Marine, you know, in that, like what you, right? We had to beat Manchester City, Chelsea. We had to like get past some very, very good teams to win that. So remember that. Have a bit of respect for Arteta. Have a bit of respect for Arsenal in this, right? Because you're talking like,
Robbie,
you're talking like every year you lift trophies. Where?
No. But you don't. The thing is, it would be easier for non-Arsenal fans to have a bit more respect for Arteta if Arsenal fans had respect for Arteta. Arsenal fans don't truly. I don't think Arsenal fans truly believe that they're going to win the Europa League this year. I think they believe they can, but under Arteta, I don't think they truly believe they're going to win it. And I don't think a lot of your fan base. I don't think a lot of your fan base like Arteta, like the fact that Arteta is still in the job. So I feel like
listen, it's mixed. It's mixed on Arteta, right? Because we've not had a great season in the league. That's the honest truth, right? So it's been mixed on Arteta. But I wouldn't say the majority of the fan base. I think a lot of the fan base have recognized the problems he has this year. A lot of the fan base understand that these ain't really his players. A lot of these fan base understand that, you know, we're not going to be able to truly judge him until next season. And then, you know, and then on the other hand, you know, I mean, it's a bit rich coming from you guys because about 3 weeks ago, you lot wanted Mourinho gone.
I still do.
The majority,
to be fair, you could still kick rocks.
So, you know, how are you going to come and tell me? How are you going to tell me? You know what I mean? I don't want to hear you tell me about the majority of your fan base when your fan base were talking about you want him gone because he just parks the bus.
It's not just that though. But anyway, you know what? We're spending too much time on the Europa League. Let's actually get into the nitty gritty, which is the North London derby, of course. Little fun fact as well. I think Spurs have only won once in 27 years at Arsenal's ground in the league. And obviously we had that 2010-2011 win, the 3-2 comeback. But I actually did my research this week, and the last win before that was back in 1992, 1993. And we actually did the double overview that season as well. So listen, I don't know whether those are positive omens. I don't know what type of omens those facts are, but we need to talk about this game. And heading into this fixture as well, I think it's one of those games where I think like it's hard to call, very, very hard to call. Ohio, I wanted to start with you because we're speaking about Arteta a lot. We've spoken about Arsenal's chance to win the Europa League as well, but Jose Mourinho, he has a pretty strong record against Arsenal. Maybe not in recent seasons, but if you look at it on the whole, since he came to the Premier League, he has a pretty strong record. Do you believe that he's got enough in his locker to come to the Emirates and get us this double that we've not had in 27, nearing on 28 years?
I think the long and short answer of that is yes, but I will try and enunciate further. I think Jose, we've heard how Jose has been talking in the media recently. He says he's not really checking where their man are down in the table, and that's the kind of confidence I like to hear from a manager. I've always been a bit. When Jose first came, didn't fancy him at all, and I'm just more in between. I'm neither Jose in nor Jose out. I just get what I'm given at the end of the day, and I've always been a person who's thought Jose doesn't coach attacks; he just gets gifted quality attackers. And with Bale now starting to arrive in the business end of the season, which is what a few of us were saying before we even signed him in the first place. We said, his conditioning isn't going to be on point for quite a while, and it's hard to work on your conditioning in season, like with just games and recovery and stuff like that. So I think Jose has now got his standard blueprint that he's had over the years, where he just has ballers up top now. We've got HBK popping off, so I think that plays right into Jose's hands. With Bale hitting form, obviously Kane took a little knock to the knee, but he was walking fine. He'll be fine. So I think we'll set up. I think if you asked me this maybe a month ago, I probably said we maybe would have ended up sitting back and it would have been quite an annoying fixture. But I think we're going to take the game to them, even though it's away. Yeah, we haven't won there in, 11 years now? Like in the league, we haven't won there in 11 years in the league. But there was one man playing that day wearing a different shirt number who did job. And I think he's going to be up for it. And I think you've got an on-form Gareth Bale. You've got a confident Jose. You've got Tom Brady playing complete forward for us. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm fairly confident Jose is going to set us up and get it done, to be honest. And that's not trying to disrespect Arsenal whatsoever. Before Robbie tries to cook me in this do-rag, but I genuinely, I think, you know what, Robbie's going to talk on Arsenal's chances in it. I don't think it's not going to be clear. We're not going to slap them 4-0, even though we're very capable. But yeah, I'm not overly worried. I'm not worried about that. That Aubameyang guy either.
Well, Robbie, I'm actually going to come to you next before I go back to Sai. We've spoken about Mikel Arteta's having more sort of credibility to win something as opposed to Jose Mourinho at Spurs. But with Jose and Arteta, it seems as if both managers are they split opinion within the fan base. You got like a couple of your fans who want Arteta out, a couple who want him to stay. Same with Spurs. We got a couple, including myself, who want him to go, and we've got a couple fans who are indifferent, like Ohio, or a couple fans who want him to stay. And in your opinion, which manager deserves that phrase, trust the process? Which manager has actually earned the right, based on their recent performances since they've taken over the job, to be given that trust in their process?
I think in both cases, it would be wrong to get rid of the managers because it's too early, I think, even on your manager. I don't really like him. right? I mean, I just remember him from his Chelsea days and that, but he does have, pedigree. And as I said, he is a manager. If you look, the reason why you brought him in, right, is that you guys are desperate to win trophies. And when you first got him, I was like, you know what, I wouldn't want him at my club, but I can understand why Spurs have gone out to get Jose Mourinho, because he's got a record of winning trophies, right? And I guess at the moment, for Tottenham, you always get that knocked at you guys that you don't win any trophies. So even if he came in, I don't think long term he's the answer for you. But I think on a short term basis, he does have the capability of winning some sort of trophy for Tottenham. But long term, what he'll do, he'll come in. We've seen him do it a load of times. He'll come in, he might win you a trophy, and by the time he's finished, everybody's trying to run him out of the club. Because it's like when you make a pact with the devil. He's like, yeah, you asked me to win trophies, I've won that now, but now I'm going to ruin everything. And you knew that was coming. So it's a bit like that. With Arteta, I think it's more, this is a younger manager who's come in. He inherited a team that's not the type of players that he wants. He's had to get rid of a lot of players. I think there's still some other players that he wants to move on, and that will become the summer. And I think then in the summer, we'll more see his type of players. And we're seeing that already. Like before Christmas, when we had a lot of sort of deadwood players there, you could see that was not really his type of style of playing, the way we were playing. Those weren't his type of players. He's moved on some of those. He's brought in players like Odegaard. He's brought in players like Smith Rowe.
Willian.
Yeah, Willian. You know what? Willian, you laugh at Willian. He got another assist again last night.
Oh, are we really doing this, Robbie? Are we really doing this?
Listen. I've not been Willian's biggest fan, but Willian has most assists of any Arsenal player this season.
What about that bit where you said he was better than Ziyech?
He's got more, right? Well, see, when everybody was cussing me about that, yeah, which, by the way, I didn't say was better than Ziyech. What I said is, he's got he's more Premier League ready than Ziyech, right? And could hit the ground. I said at this moment in time, he'll be better because he'll be able to hit the ground running.
Nah.
He's got more assists by a mile than Ziyech. Ziyech has not had a good season.
He's been poor. He's been poor. Ziyech has been poor, but I would not.
Ziyech has been poor right now.
Yeah, and I'm taking him over Willian.
Don't get me wrong. Willian is not the answer at Arsenal, but Willian has got the most assists in Arsenal's team, and Willian has had a way better season than Ziyech. So for all them people who laughed at me,
I don't know about that. Listen, I don't know about that.
Done nothing this season.
Who?
I'm not saying he's not. I'm not saying he's a quality player. He is. I'd have him at Arsenal. But this season, he ain't done nothing. Probably maybe next season when he gets more used to the Premier League, which was the point I was trying to make, we'll see the best of him. But this season, he ain't done nothing. Right? So I'm looking at my manager and I'm saying that this is a manager that I see what he's trying to do. This is a manager that I feel deserves to be. We deserve to see what he can do next season when he's able to bring in his own players. Whereas your manager, you brought him in for a reason, to try and win some trophies. But you guys know long term, he ain't the answer. I don't know why you didn't keep hold of Pochettino. I don't know why you didn't. You know what I mean? I thought of all over the years, every time we played Tottenham with him in charge, I know he didn't win nothing and we kind of mock him for that at Arsenal, but he brought a style of play. He really brought you guys out of the doldrums. He's the guy that, when you sorry?
I don't know about doldrums because we weren't, I get your point.
I get you.
I think just on your point, Bobby, just on your point.
The point I'm trying to make is that to me, he's the guy that bought Tottenham. Where you look on Tottenham now and you say, hey, that's a team. That's, he's the one who, was helped emerge Harry Kane and Dele Alli and all these guys, right? It was Pochettino. So I thought that was a knee-jerk thing to get rid of him. But, long term, I don't think Jose is the answer. I don't think he's just come in. He'll be got. I reckon within the next 2 years max, I don't think he'll be there. They would have moved him on.
I half agree with Robbie for the most part. I agree with the latter, where I expect Jose to just use up all his chakras and get us some kind of success, and there will be an implosion, next year, February, probably. Maximum another 2 years of Jose, because obviously if you win something, I'm expecting a contract extension, like naturally.
No, please, God, no, please.
What I want and what I expect are two very different things. And then just
Please,
quickly,
God, no.
just quickly on the Poch point, I think like maybe from the outside it might have looked knee jerk, but like annoyingly it was quite a lot. It was like low, on the lowest of keys, a long time coming. Like even with the Champions League run, we were gash in the league. Like we were so bad in the league. We like horrible. And from that interview he did with Gary Lineker way back when he was talking about replacing furniture in a house, like I think it's one of them ones. Levy just sort of thought to himself, I'm just going to keep squeezing as much as I can out of Poch without spending P. And I think that's what it was. I think the squad, it was a mix of squad got a bit stale / the same message for how many years. You just get a bit bored naturally as a human being. You need something fresh. And I think we wouldn't have got relegated if Poch stayed. It might have taken a bit longer to turn around. I don't think we'd be doing as well now necessarily, or the way we finished last year. Maybe we still would have been a fair bit lower down. We might not have made Europa. But I think it just needed to be cut for the time being. And like my brother just said in the comments, give it 5 years, he'll be back.
I would have kept him on, but that's
Back with
me.
Oh, you back in the lane, bro? What do you mean?
Robbie's only saying that because he wants him at Arsenal. That's why.
Back where doing what?
That's why.
The man's at PSG now.
He's
So
gonna win.
He's just
gonna win
racking
the
up a
Champions
couple,
League.
he will.
couple
Yeah,
gym
he's
badges
never
and
got-
that, and he'll be back.
Yeah, he'll win. He'll
How
win.
much,
the
sorry?
Champions League.
Some gym badges. He's got to catch a couple wins in it. That's all he's there for.
He didn't win no gym badges at your place. That's all I know.
Here we go. Listen,
You know what I mean?
I'm not getting stuck into this one, Robbie. All right,
But on that, in terms before we move on, in terms of the process, though, I think the way to look at it for me, which was sort of to sort of cauterize the wound, if you will, was obviously Pochettino had solidified a process prior to him ever getting there. So we were in that hunt for top four to be a consistent Champions League side, and he got us to that level where every year to see Tottenham Hotspur as a Champions League club playing year in, year out in the Champions League wasn't a surprise anymore. Mourinho's remit is to get us to that level where competing for trophies isn't a surprise anymore. Seeing us in finals year in, year out, that's what he's here for. And we're in that stage where we're sort of in limbo, but we could bring a little bit of success in terms of tangible silverware this season or next season, and no one would really bat an eyelid. It will be what's expected of us at this point, given what we've just come off of. So as much as I don't see Mourinho as a long-term solution, he's here for a purpose, and I feel like we're primed and ready to start to meet it.
Fair play. Si, I'm actually going to stick on you for this one as well. Let's look at the form guide. Arsenal 2 wins in their last 5 Premier League games. Us 3 wins in our last 5 Premier League games as well. Obviously, the most recent being Crystal Palace, resounding 4-1 victory as well. Talk to me about Gareth Bale, because it seems like he's sort of bubbling now, and not just bubbling. In fact, he is stamping his authority on these matches now. Like, where are you at now with Gareth Bale in terms of his contribution for the team, and what are you expecting from him ahead of Sunday's game?
It's crazy because honestly, before he went on this 6 games, 6 goals or whatever little run that he's on, I wasn't sure that he was ever going to make it back into the team. The way Jose was speaking about him, the way his form was playing out, it wasn't a good look. He looked a shadow of his former self. But I don't know what it is. Maybe he stopped dyeing his hair, or he's taken some sensu beans or something.
Definitely
something has changed with this guy. So the fact of the matter is Gareth Bale is on that list of players who, when it comes to the big game, steps up. So I expect that to be the same on Sunday. If you go through the catalogue of times where we needed someone to step up in North London derbies, again, Gareth Bale, the celebrations, they ring true in our minds as much as they do with them man down the road. So I expect this to continue. I hope it continues. And obviously we've got the best striker in the world in Harry Kane to pad out any statistics, maybe score a couple pens or something if needed. So I'm pretty confident that they'll continue their good run of form.
Yeah. So I see Robbie shaking his head there. A couple comments. I'm gonna come to you on this, Robbie, because obviously you played Burnley away. You didn't win. That's 1 point out of a possible 6 against Burnley. Of course, the North London derby is a completely different fixture altogether. We saw the reason why Burnley got anything out of that game: defensive mishap. We saw again against Olympiacos, another defensive mishap as well. Is that something that concerns you heading into this game on Sunday? Because I know you mentioned it earlier on when you were talking about the Olympiacos review itself. And when you see it happening, is that an issue with the manager or is that an issue with the personnel?
I think it's an issue with the personnel. Of course, it concerns me. I said it right at the start. If we play like that, make those stupid mistakes against you, we won't win the game. You've got, you know, I don't know about the best striker in the world. I mean, bloody hell, you men are getting carried away, bro. Right? But you've got some top players, right? You've got some top players that will hurt us. You know, I mean, Harry Kane, Son, Gareth Bale. You know, you got players in the team that if we make those stupid mistakes like what we made against Burnley, like what we made against Olympiacos, we won't win the game. It's as simple as that. So it does concern me. If we defend well, I think we'll win the game. Because also, I don't think, even though, yes, you've kept some clean sheets in recent games, I don't think your defense is magnificent either. I think it's okay. I think it's a defense that can. I think it's a defense that can be got at. I think your goalkeeper, you know what I mean? He's the type of goalkeeper. One day he's world class. The next day is Hackney Marsh's class. Yeah. You know what I mean? So, you know, he can be shaky.
So can Leno.
No, I think Leno's a better keeper than, you know, Leno can make mistakes. You know, it was his mistake last night, but I think Lloris makes more mistakes than Leno. Way more.
We need to do
way more mistakes.
I remember being on your channel.
Way more.
I said the same thing. Listen, there's not much between both. I don't think there's much between both keepers. I think both keepers are very good goalkeepers, but I don't really like this myth that Lloris makes way more mistakes than Leno. When since Leno's come into the league,
he makes a lot of mistakes.
Leno's made. I think statistically, Leno's made more mistakes than Lloris since he signed for Arsenal.
You know, and the other thing I'll just, you know, go on is, as I said, you know, you lot are gassing yourself up about those wins in the league. And listen, well done. Yeah, I mean, that's good. But they're all teams you're expected to beat. They're all teams that you were expected to beat. I'm going to be very interested to see what the tactics are going to be for Tottenham this weekend. I've said it to you before, Toby, when me and you have had discussions, you know, we don't have discussions, we have arguments when we buck up and we're having our big debates around the game. I've said to you many a time that you guys, you're on the front foot against teams like Burnley, Palace, but then when you come up against certain other teams where you feel there's a more of a threat up front, Jose kind of, you know, he changes his tactics. You know what I mean? It's more about just on the counter. He's a bit like Man United under Ollie. You know what I mean? Like, you know, they'll be on the front foot against the lower teams. But against a team like Arsenal, I'm going to be interested to see if Jose Mourinho is going to come to the Emirates and be on the front foot. I'm not sure he's going to be. I'm really not sure he's going to be. This is not Crystal Palace, you know, where it's just going to be a low block. And if you've been watching Arsenal in since Christmas, Arsenal are a team that are on the front foot. You know, when we played Leeds, you know, Leeds are a team that normally, you know, they have all the possession, they're on the front foot. No, we were on the front foot. We had all the possession. You know, so I think it's going to be a different, as I said, it's a different Arsenal to what you faced when you beat us earlier on in the season. So it's going to be interesting to see what Jose Mourinho does in the game. But certainly going back to your earlier point, I'm not going to stand. I'm not going to be here and lie. It concerns me, our defending. Right. The thing is about it is that it's just stupid mistakes that have been costing us. Overall, the defending overall.
We know the feeling, Robbie. Trust me. We know the feeling.
Sorry?
We know the feeling.
Yeah, but at Arsenal, the defending overall has been good. I mean, some of the defensive players we brought in I've been quite impressed with them. Gabriel, I've been very impressed with him. Pablo Mari as well has been very, very good. Kieran Tierney, but there's just been some little errors, man, and it's been very irritating to see because it's meant that we've dropped stupid points.
Okay, well, there is. I know we've spoken about Gareth Bale as well, but one matchup which someone actually put in the comments that I actually wanted to speak on, and I'm not going to go to you, Robbie, on this because I know you're going to use your Arsenal cap and say he's going to lock up Bale. But Hayo, I wanted to comment because obviously Size mentioned Gareth Bale's impact and how he's going to make an impact, but a lot of people are actually interested to see that matchup between him and Tierney because Tierney, I have to give him his credit. He looks a very, very, very good left back, probably a quality left back. I would say he's quite aggressive, and I don't think he's the easiest to sort of bamboozle, but he can be bamboozled, as we've seen with Mahrez, as we've seen with Salah as well. What's your views on that matchup ahead of this weekend, then?
It's battle of the Brexit, isn't it? At the end of the day. No, jokes aside, I think. One thing I noticed, I like Tierney. Before we signed Reguilon, I was in the chat with a couple of Arsenal fans, and they'll tell you I was very annoyed when Arsenal were getting linked with Tierney. At the time we had Benjamin at left back starting, and I was very, very unhappy that Tierney was going to go. Obviously, that's been counterbalanced by signing Reguilon. Like I said, I think Tierney defense. I think his whip delivery is very good. Arsenal, not even trying to diss. Arsenal haven't been the best on getting on the end of his deliveries into the box, but I think his delivery is something that can't be sniffed at. It's a difficult one because he does like the occasional take on, but he does also like crossing from deep. So Aurier is going to have his head on, and Bale is going to have to do a fair bit of tracking back, even though we know he's going to want to drift in centrally a little bit or in that half space on the right hand side. I think Bale, like I said earlier in the pod, I think he's going to be. This is a very confident Bale that we're seeing. I think he is, if not get at Tierney, definitely get at the space in behind him. At the very least, because obviously Kane has that passing range. To be honest, even I don't know if it's because he had the space, but even Sissoko had a little bit of a sprayers going on against Zagreb. That's probably the first one for the next 2 seasons. But anyway, one thing that does worry me slightly though, I don't know if it's more of a thing now, but obviously all the injuries Bale has had, he does seem slightly more tentative in 50-50s, which is natural, I think. At that age and with that injury record. So, and Arsenal fans love gassing it when Tierney's wearing shirt and shorts in the snow. So he's hard, apparently. Mr. Iron Brew and Mr. Tesco bag instead of the Gucci bag. I think Tierney's hard. I'm not gonna lie. He loves a 50-50. So the close contact stuff, I can't say Bale's going to be clear of him, but like you said, he's there to be bamboozled. There was a couple times, even against Palace, Bale was caught 1v2 and still managed to pop something off. Do you know what I'm saying, in terms of whipping the ball in? So I think Bale is going to come out on top, but it's not going to be a clear run by any stretch of the imagination.
Interesting. Yeah, it will be a good.
Bad man. Watch the bad man in from Glasgow, Bad man from Glasgow. Remember what I
am Brew Merchant, man. Come on, man. Come on. Listen, anyway, let's actually. There's 2 matchups that I want to get into next. Robbie, of course, you're no stranger to one of them, but I'm saving that one till last. I want to talk about Thomas Partey and Tanguy Ndombele as well, because Ndombele has not played against Arsenal. He's been here. This will be the fourth game we've played against you whilst he's been at the club, and he's not played in the previous 3. Yeah. You've never had to deal with the proposition of Tanguy in that midfield. And on the flip side, Thomas Partey, a midfielder who I rate extremely high, it seems like he's in a bit of a not bad form, but he just seems like he can't really get his rhythm together right now. He's getting taken off at I don't know, when did he get taken off against Olympiacos? I think like 50, 60 minutes. Got taken off against Burnley as well. It seems like he's doing a couple good things and then maybe petering out in the second half as well. And this isn't just a question for Robbie. This is a question for everyone. Who's coming out on top in this game? Who is going to take this game by the scruff of its neck more out of these two midfielders? So I'll start. You know what? Let me start with Sai first. Let's balance out. Let's get Spurs, Arsenal, Spurs. So Sai, let me start with you first. Give me your thoughts.
So the only picture I have in my head is Partey spinning in a circle like Robbie was in a Doneo video. That's all I can see. He's getting spun in this game. Kante got spun. Every man gets spun by Tongi. That's just what happens. So let's just leave that one there. I like Partey, but there will be no Parteys. None at all.
Fair play, fair play. Robbie, let's hear your take. What you saying?
Ndombele is a good player. The reason why Partey's been coming off early, by the way, to address what you were saying, is that we've been bringing him back from. He's been out. He's had an injury hit season. So I remember that game when we against you guys. We rushed him back. He came off injured. So what they've been trying to do since they brought him back is they're just trying to tentatively get him back into the team. Last night, again, he set up the first goal, right, with a nice bit of work. He's a quality player. To say that he's going to get spun up.
Sorry, Robbie, I just had to pause you there. You said he set up the first goal. I mean, Odegaard has scored from like 30, like almost 30 yards out.
No. But I'm not saying this. No, I didn't say assist. I said he set it up. But what if you watch the build up, right? It's when the ball comes to him, he does a really bit of clever play where he sort of first time hits it into and that's what finds the space. If that would have been, and that's the difference between say him and a player like Xhaka or that, they would have held on to it. They would have took a touch. The stuff he does instinctively, players like Xhaka can't do, right? So I'm saying that he's a top quality player, right? And I rate Ndombele. Don't get me wrong, I rate Ndombele. But if you think man's going to be spinning up, right, you ain't been watching Partey play.
You ain't been watching Ndombele, bro. But
no, I have watched Ndombele. I said I've rated him. I haven't dissed him.
Okay.
It was your manager who was dissing him. It weren't me. Your manager's the one why he ain't been playing. Is your manager? I also want to ask you this: is your manager going to be brave enough to play Bale? That again, those are the type of things we're going to find out. 100%. Is he going to be brave enough? Because yes, Bale, brilliant going forward against Tierney. Tierney's the sort of player will force him back, will force him into a lot of defensive work as well. Will he be brave enough to play him? We'll see on Sunday, right? So, but you lot, I'll tell you this, the overconfidence. You ain't been watching Arsenal, obviously, about you're going to spin up this man and spin that man, right? We'll see.
We're just talking matchups, yeah?
Spin up.
Matchups. It's just a matchup. It doesn't. We're not saying that this matchup is fundamental.
No, Sai said he spun up Kante. He's going to spin up. He's going to spin up.
What was the injury that he came off with in the last time we played you?
It was I think it was a thigh injury, and then after that game, he was out for about. I think after the game against you guys, he was out for about nearly 2 months.
All right, I'll put money down. He's coming off at about 80 minutes with vertigo. 100%.
Oh boy, I love the energy, bro. I love the energy, man. You know what I mean? This guy's got so much. As I said, the way you talk, you think you're at PSG or something.
I'm usually more measured.
Look at the top.
When it comes to North London derby, the energy.
Look at your top, yeah. Look down at the badge on your top. Yeah, the chicken on there. Yeah,
Watch FC, man.
Look at that, the Nando's on your top, and that will remind you, right? You ain't won nothing, bro. You ain't done nothing for a very long time. I don't know where you're getting all this confidence from. Where's it all coming from?
Robbie, can't a man be confident? Because
listen, he can be confident, but to say you can be confident, you can listen. You back your team. I respect a man that backs his team. I'm not dissing you for that. I respect a man that backs his team, right? I respect a man that, like, you know, I respect your confidence because, you know, you've won your last few games. You've been scoring goals, but I'm just saying, slow down a bit. This is a North London derby, and you're not coming up against some little idiot players. Thomas Partey ain't no little joke player.
No, he's
So
not.
you're going to be spinning man round and spinning man. You ain't seen them man they play then.
Yeah, listen. Thomas Partey is not a joke, man, of course. But all I'm saying
player.
is we've seen Ndombele ball out against many not a joke men.
Yeah, but I respect it. When you asked me, I said I rate Ndombele.
I get that.
I rate him. He's a good player.
On Sunday, innit? It's going to be interesting.
He's quality. That you're right. That is a very nice matchup. They're kind of two different type of players, right? In the way, in their style of play. But I rate Ndombele. I would have, you know, if I would have an Ndombele at Arsenal in the midfield, I see he's a very good player. But I wouldn't swap him for Partey. I'm happy with Partey, and we haven't seen the best of Partey because of injuries. So
yeah, I mean, to be fair on the Partey point, like I'll have a laugh and a joke, but at the end of the day, Partey, like a lot of players that do come into the Premier League, is going to need that time to acclimatise, and injuries don't help the matter. We saw with Tongi the same thing. Like, you pick up one injury, you pick up a string of injuries, it derails your season. People start questioning your ability, fairly or unfairly. It happens. In this matchup, though, I do see there being areas where Tongi can get the best of a Partey, because, again, if you are working your way back into full form, that little bit of tentativeness against a player like Tongi and Ndombele is not a good look. So it is based on true analysis and not just jokes, but the jokes have to run in it. So
I hear you on that. Listen, bro. I can take a joke. I can take the banter. I can take. Listen, you back your team, bro. You know what I mean? I'm not. You know, I wouldn't expect nothing less.
Yeah,
I'm saying, you know, it's a very good matchup. It's two top quality players. I mean, it's been a long time since, you know, really Arsenal have had good players in the midfield, but I think that our midfield for at last this season is looking decent. You know, you've got Thomas Partey there. Xhaka, funny enough, right? When he plays next to Partey, he's decent. You know what I mean? It's like he knows his role all of a sudden.
No, man.
Right? So the Xhaka Partey combination is all right. And if you have like an Odegaard or a Smith Rowe in front of it, Odegaard's a very creative player. And I think Smith Rowe, I get the feeling Smith Rowe might start in this game. He's a very good, very, very good player as well. So at last, the midfield is functioning at Arsenal, because that was one of the, I think when we played you, we played with two in midfield of, I think it was Elneny and Partey. Yeah, and Partey came off, and, you know, when it's those two, there's just no creativity. So it's going to be really interesting. Really, really interesting. But as I said, I'm just cautioning you, man.
Just quickly,
cautioning you, man. It's the Emirates, bro. It's the Emirates Stadium. I know there's no fans there. I know there's no fans at the Emirates, right? So that will help you guys a lot. Obviously, it's going to be a different type of game. We've seen weird games this season, but we got a great record at the Emirates.
Robbie, I'm not gonna lie. Like, you know, I hear you trying to give Xhaka a little bit of praise,
honestly,
as opposed to what the rest of your fan base does. Like, fair enough, but you know, I'm not a big Lucas Moura fan. But I think if Lucas Moura plays 10 and presses the shit out of Xhaka, you're gonna get another mistake leading to a goal. I saw a mad stat. I swear, Xhaka's like, since 2016-17, he's got the most mistakes leading to goals for an outfield player.
That's right.
Lucas Moura is going to be on his neck, and I'd be a bit worried if I was you, because you are Xhaka to pass off his right foot, it's a wrap.
Yeah, listen, Xhaka is not the greatest player in the world, but I'm saying that Xhaka, when he plays next to Thomas Partey, is a much better player. It's like he knows he's a limited player, so when he plays next to him, he knows his role and he plays a lot better. And I like those two. If I'm selecting the team for Sunday, I would have Xhaka in there next to Partey. I think one of the things that Xhaka does bring is he brings a lot of physicality. And he just does this when he plays next to Partey, he just does the simple things, because nothing else really is expected of him. Just get the ball to Partey, get the ball to Odegaard, and then just break up play, be nasty in there. That he does well. So, you know, I have no problem with him playing in that game, you know, because the one thing about Xhaka, you ain't going to bully him. I know you got a little Højbjerg who love to run up in Motown. Just like he's some bad man.
Wait.
I'm telling you, he ain't gonna get right. He cannot bully up. That's the one thing with Xhaka. You know what? Actually, that's one of the things about Arsenal now. That's a lot different to Arsenal in previous seasons.
What am I hearing, Robbie? What am I hearing? You just said Xhaka's not going to get bullied. What?
Blaspheme. This is blaspheme.
When I say about bullied, right? Over the years, Arsenal have been known as one of them teams that, when I say bullied, I mean through physicality and sort of being a bit nasty in midfield and that we get and around the pitch we get roughed up a bit. That doesn't happen no more with this. Not with players like Xhaka in there, Gabriel. Not with those type of players in there. You're not going to bully it up, right? So
you get bullied every week, mate. You get bullied every week. Arsenal, your man's getting bullied every week. This is
plus as well. You know what? And let me just make it. And also, I see Højbjerg make a lot of mistakes. You are right about that stat. Listen, I'm not defending Xhaka, but I've seen Højbjerg make a lot of mistakes this season as well.
Yeah,
look at this comment.
He's had a couple. He's had a couple.
Bullies his own club. That's the only time he's bullying, man. When he's bullying your own players and making mistakes on the pitch.
No, I said he's not. I'm saying that you're not going to bully Xhaka.
Højbjerg is going to beat him up like the way Khabib beat up Conor McGregor. I promise you.
Højbjerg are idiot, man. You know what I mean? He ain't beating up no one. He's like one of Højbjerg. He's like one of them players, right? That you play down when I used to play football back in the day. That they run up their mouth, and then when the game's finished, they jump in their car and drive out to play quick. You know what I mean?
You know what? We spent too much time on it. So how much time you got left? Because I know your time is of the essence.
Yeah, listen, I've got about another, you know, because I've got to do. Yeah, I've got about another 20 minutes.
All right, cool. Okay, cool. So I think that should give us enough time. So to be honest, we're only going to need about 2 minutes to do the next part, which is.
Yeah, you've been waiting for this.
No, we'll do a combined 11, innit? Because
I know Harry Kane thing now. Yeah, the Harry Kane. You've been waiting for this. You've been waiting for this for about 3 years.
Of course, you know, because every time we spoke, you've always tried to make a case when there's no case to be made. Laurie, your bro, he does the same thing as well. You've been giving me all these excuses. Oh, Kane gets injured, this, that, and the other now. So, and this is a wide open discussion for the man them right now. Yeah, is there a legitimate argument to suggest that Aubameyang is even as good as Harry Kane, let alone better? I'm gonna let you answer that question, Robbie.
This season, Harry Kane has been much better than Aubameyang. He's not had a great season.
Let's not do this season. Let's just do generally. Come on, Robbie.
Did you hear what I said? We met generally. You asked me a question, I answered for you.
Okay,
this season, Harry Kane has been better than Aubameyang. Last season, he weren't. Let me just break it down, and I'll give you. This is where I'm coming from. Last season, yeah, Aubameyang in the silverware that we won, which you ain't won nothing. With this great player you've got, he ain't won nothing, bro. With the best Tottenham team you've had for years, Harry Kane led you to anything. Last season, right, even though we're having a terrible time of it, yeah, Aubameyang, with his goals, won us the FA Cup. Big goals, won us that trophy. What has Kane won you guys?
This isn't basketball. Like, I hate.
No, hold on. Hold on. I heard you earlier say about the guy is the best striker in the world.
Yes.
When you look at some of those best strikers in the world, yeah, they can take a team by the scruff of the neck and they can make them win things. What has Harry Kane won you? What did he do in the Champions League final? What did he do in What did he do in some of the other semi-finals? Hold on, wait a minute. Some of the other semi-finals and finals that you've gotten to, what do you do?
Okay, so I don't know if I'll let the guys address this, but Harry Kane has played in what? He's played in 2 finals his whole career.
And did you win them? Did you win them?
Yeah, we didn't win them, but the first one he played in, he was 20. The first, no, wait 1 sec. The first one he played in, it was literally his breakthrough season against our current manager now, who had to put literally 3 man on him in the final. And then the second one, no, 1 sec. The second one, he was barely fit. He shouldn't even have started.
Listen, when you're the top player, you get 3 man put on you.
Yeah,
that's why they do it. Because you're the top man, right? So when Aubameyang was playing against Man City and Chelsea in the semi-final and the final last year, they had man on him because they know he's dangerous. He still delivered.
Yeah,
he's still delivered. Yeah, it's not just about. Listen, it's not just about 1 second there. 1 second, right? Because you're going to make your case. I'm making my case. It's not just about racking up goal scoring records. Yeah. And I rate Harry Kane. Don't get me wrong. I'm not dissing him as a striker. I rate him. But if he's as great as you lot have said, then he cannot be that great until he leads you to winning a trophy. I mean, I'm not on about the Tin Pot Cup Carabao, even though that's going to be a test for you. He's got to lead you to something significant. And he hasn't done that. But the season when Leicester won the league, yeah? Harry Kane was leading your attack. He was your main man. Did you win the league? No.
Okay.
So by that logic, who's better, the Gabonese or the English Jamie Vardy? Which one? Because we can talk about winning, but it is a team sport, isn't it?
What?
So when we break down strikers scoring in finals or scoring to lead their team to honours, it's situational at the end of the day. Like I get it. In order for Harry Kane,
no. See, this is where you're wrong because this is what makes these guys like Messi, Ronaldo, Lewandowski, those guys, right? Those guys have that extra bit of quality that get their teams over the line. That's when they're considered great, right? Harry Kane is one of the top strikers around, but he's not going to be great until he leads you to something significant.
No, I think Harry Kane is great. He's great. He just needs some silverware. But Robbie, these are team achievements.
Needs to leave.
But this is what I'm saying. But just because Aubameyang scored those goals in the semi-final and the final does not make him better than Harry Kane. Harry Kane is
Toby. The point I'm trying to make, right?
You're trying to say that in the big moments, Harry Kane basically hasn't dragged us over the line when Harry Kane but Harry Kane has put us in that position and he's done the best he can to drag us over the line. It's a team sport. It's like me saying, no, 1 sec. Aubameyang scored those goals. Aubameyang scored those goals against Man City and Chelsea. Yes, goals win you games, but if you had the wishy-washy, if you defended the way you normally defend against Man City, if your defense wasn't on point, if your midfielders weren't on point, would you have won those games? You wouldn't have won.
The difference. Let me just tell you this, yeah.
Those are two factors. Yeah, but the point I'm trying to make is those are two areas of the pitch that's out of Aubameyang's control. He does not dictate how well your midfield plays, how well your defense plays. So when we're talking about team achievements, we need to bin this discussion as trophies because we're speaking about who is the better player. And I get your point about players stepping up in clutch moments, but Harry Kane is literally clutch personified for Spurs. And when you break down facets of the game, there is absolutely nothing that Aubameyang does better than Harry Kane, with exception of pace and maybe movement in the box. He's not a better goal scorer. He's not a better passer. He's not a better shooter outside the box. He's not. There's no argument to add.
Toby, right? Aubameyang's playing last season in a very, very average team that had no right to beat Man City or Chelsea and win an FA Cup. And the reason why we won that is he made the difference. That's what great players do. Yeah. He made the difference.
Look at that. How many goals? Look at that. Look at that.
How many? Listen, and you know what? If you're going to bring these idiot stats, yeah. How many goals did Thierry Henry score in finals? Thierry Henry led Arsenal to league titles. You had a chance to win the league title when you played. That season against Leicester. Yeah. Harry Kane was your main guy. Did you win it? No. Stop telling me that this guy is great. He's a very, very good striker. He's not going to be considered great until he does something like that.
I cannot.
That
believe
is greatness. No, serious. That is greatness.
So
That is
basically,
He
so
is
basically,
not-
until
he
Harry
is-
Kane wins the trophy, he's
Listen,
not great.
you had at that time, you had your Spurs team was better than Leicester, and he was the main guy, and he did not lead you. Right, he's the main man. He did not lead you for that title, and that's the difference. When you talk about great strikers, Lewandowski, Messi, Ronaldo, these guys, that's what they do. That's what makes them so good. They grab the team by the scruff of the neck and they let them do that. So that's what I'm saying, right? Harry Kane and Aubameyang, two different types of strikers. Harry Kane this season is better than Aubameyang, right? But overall, no, but he's not done it. And I feel that the only way he's going to do it, he's probably going to have to leave your club. He's going to have. I think this is his last shot. He's 27 now, isn't it? Is it 27?
27.
This is his last shot. This is his last shot.
So just for clarity, one FA Cup makes.
You know what? Sorry to cut. Well, 1 second. I'm going to come back to you. Apologies for talking over you. Yeah, apologies. I really do apologize. Yeah, you know this. I'm just looking at that comment there. Wrong year. Drogba. He mentions Drogba, Chelsea. That's another example of a striker. Yeah, that would take Chelsea and get them across the line. It was him was the reason why they won the Champions League final. It's him who scored vital goals to win them the league.
Robbie, he's playing for the best side in the league.
How is he great?
Lewandowski's playing for the best side in Germany, and Drogba was playing for the best side in England.
Do you know what I love just now? Yeah, Robbie has looked at this question and has not answered the question. He took one word because the question, and I have my opinions, but the question.
No. If you want me to answer the question, I go Henry. Right?
Of course you do.
Both of those strikers led their teams, right? When it came to those big moments, they'd lead their team to trophies. Thierry Henry led us to win league titles. And you want to come and put thing in there laughing about, zero thing in. What I'm to you lot? I keep saying,
for clarity, we didn't. An expert said that. We didn't say that.
But Robbie,
Toby put it up there. Toby put it in there and he's pointing like this. He's pointing like this to me.
I'm trying to get you to read the comment because the point so basically, let me hear this. Let's have this right here. So Lewandowski firing in a team that dominate the German league, have won the Champions League twice in the last 10 years, have been in what? 4 Champions League finals in the last 10 or 11 years as well. You mean to tell me that that's not as impressive as what Harry Kane is doing, even though he's operating at a similar level, but because he plays for Spurs?
Harry Kane's a great striker. Harry Kane, you cannot compare Harry Kane to Lewandowski because Lewandowski has scored goals in a Champions League final to make that team go and lift the trophy.
He didn't score.
Kane has not done that. Kane has not taken Tottenham to win the league.
Lewandowski's not scored in the final, bro. Lewandowski didn't score in the Champions League final. In fact, he played quite poorly. He played quite poorly, Robbie. But the point I'm trying to make is this, yeah. Lewandowski, if you look at the level he played at before he went to Bayern Munich, yeah, when Dortmund got to the Champions League final, yeah, he didn't score in that final. Yeah, he didn't particularly play that great in that final, but he was still an elite striker in that season for what he did there. And this is the conversation we're trying to make here. Aubameyang or Harry Kane. We're talking about.
Now, hold on, wait a minute. Elite striker. So you're saying he's an elite striker, Harry Kane, or is he great? What are you asking me? If you're saying he's an elite striker, he's an elite striker.
Bro, they're the same.
If you're asking me, but if you didn't say elite striker, you said he's great.
He is a great striker.
Aubameyang's an elite striker. Harry Kane's an elite striker. But great, when you talk about greatness now, then you got to start coming with something behind that. And that's why I'm saying Harry Kane, and he's had chances to enhance that where you then turn around and say, actually, he's a great striker. And he flopped. And it's as simple as that. And then until he does that, he can't be considered like in the same bracket as Lewandowski or in the same bracket as, Neymar and Messi, and he can't be until he helps the team to win major trophies.
I'm gonna
And he
say
has failed. He's been at Tottenham now for a very long time, and he's been at Tottenham in a very good team, and his goals have not really meant nothing apart from personal stats for himself.
I'm gonna say what I started saying at the beginning. Like, whilst you make fairly valid points, Rob, like, this isn't basketball where LeBron James can pull up with a couple scrubs and beat the Golden State Warriors. This isn't like,
and he can't even do that in basketball, Ohio. Just as FYI, he can't do that. He can't do it because it doesn't work like that.
and then you can't. It's not like a swimming relay where America could put a couple duds and Michael Phelps just cleans up on the last leg. Like, football, it's just. I get everything you're saying. Like, I do agree that it took, like, people are throwing the word legacy around of Kane, and people even had the cheek to try and talk about Vardy's legacy in comparison. But football is just, there's just too many factors where, like we said, Aubameyang wasn't responsible for your defensive solidarity when you won those games. Do you know what I'm saying? I think he did his job and he did it well. Let me not get it twisted at all. Do you know what I'm saying? But it's like, when Barcelona got slapped by Liverpool a couple of years ago, if man were just finishing the chances for Messi would have potentially got to a final. Do you know what I'm saying? But we can't now put that Anfield loss on Messi because Dembele decided not to finish his dinner in the first leg, and I can't remember who it was. I think there was 2 chances.
Jordi Alba in the second leg. Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, I can definitely see where Robbie's coming from. But at the same time, there's just too many things, too many factors in play for it to be like Kane flopped or Kane did this or Kane did that. Because like Toby said at the beginning, he got us there in the first place. Like, it can't. We used to be Harry Kane team. Like, Pep used to call us that. And I'm not gonna lie, when he's not playing, it is very difficult for us to win games. But it can't just be Kane all the time. Like, it's never as great as some of these players been. The Henrys, the Samuel Eto'os, the Ronaldinhos, yes, they have like been absolute showstoppers. Do you know what I'm saying? But it's never been just them, like, ever. There's never been a team. Like, even when it's Messi, he's always, even flipping when Barcelona was slapping. I know I just said Messi, but Ludovic Juli used to step up if Eto'o didn't score. Deco would be stepping up. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it can't just be one guy. Do you know what I mean?
Harry Kane, though, going back to Toby's using the basketball analogy. Harry Kane, I'll use an athletics analogy for Harry Kane. He's like the guy, yeah, that leading up to the Olympics breaks all the records. But when it comes to the final, the 100 meters final, he don't win it. And that's the difference. When it's the big one, right? And he's not, until he leads you guys across that line, then you can start talking about great. Until then, right? Until then, he's an elite striker, I agree. He's a very, very good striker. I'm not gonna sit here and lie. He always turns up against us as well, by the way. He's quality.
Those aren't big games.
Just be easy. Take your time with that word great.
But Robbie,
take your time with that word great. You men are getting carried away because
Robbie,
when it mattered, you talk about Vardy in that season. Vardy led these guys across the line, yeah.
Just Vardy.
By that logic, in terms of what
Vardy said, listen, Vardy was in it. You had a better team, and Vardy said to them guys, "You lot do your job there, but my goals is gonna lead you across to the promised land." A bit like Moses. Yeah?
By that logic,
right? If you read the Bible, like Moses in there when he leads them to the promised land.
Harry Kane
is right with Harry Kane. He gets you near and then he drops his staff. The staff drop out his hand.
That's ridiculous.
Right, so by that logic, if we're going to compare, because you said Harry Kane could win the Tin Pot Cup and it wouldn't propel him towards greatness. Fine, I can handle that.
He needs to. I think he needs to win one of the. Listen.
Champions League or Premier League, right?
I'll give you this, right? The Carabao Cup coming up final. Right, I do think. Come on, be real. It's not one of the major, and I'm not just saying it because it's Tottenham. Even if we won that, I know our fans. They'd be like, "Yeah, all right, yeah, we won it, brilliant, nice day out." But it's not one of the major trophies. Yeah, they'd be still looking at it and say, "Yeah, but it's a bit of a tin pot cup in a way, but it's still good to have a bit of silverware." What I'm saying, Harry Kane needs to take Tottenham to one of the major bits of silverware, and he's had chances to do it.
I mean, we're going to have to beat Man City, so it's going to be a similar type of situation to Aubameyang, isn't it? It's like we're going to caveat it. We're going to say, oh, it's not a big trophy, but we're going to have to play the best team in England to win it. So if we do, that conversation gets deaded. That's number one.
No, it doesn't get deaded. That's a step. Because, as I said, it gets a step. That's one, because you know what? You played teams like, well, who did you play? Your draw in the.
It just matters who you beat in the final. The last time we won it, we slapped you, man, up, and then we beat Chelsea in the final. That's the only reason anyone remembers it.
Slap two up.
But Robbie, it's one of those ones.
Slap two up. What are you talking?
Robbie.
Which trophy's that?
Last time we won a trophy, we beat you lot 5-1 to get to the finals. So,
oh man, come on, man. What year was that? Remember, was you born yet?
I'm shameless. It was 2008.
Listen, man.
2008.
Listen, Robbie.
2008. Man, they're nursery them time.
Robbie, I think
come tell me about 2008.
I do think, though, Robbie, you've been very sly here, and you've deviated away from
No, you know what? I ain't been sly.
No.
I haven't been sly, Toby. Listen. You know what? Let me just say. Yeah? I haven't been sly. You were waiting. You were waiting the whole thing because you were like, yeah, I got him today, man. Harry Kane come here. Right? And I derailed
you tried to change it into a legacy discussion. The legacy discussion.
Enough thought into it. When you start talking about great and them thing there, that's why you got derailed. You've been waiting all stream to drop that. Yes, he's better than Aubameyang this season.
No. I don't want to hit the season. I want
both elite strikers.
Is better. No, Robbie. That's not gonna fly. That's not gonna fly. I want you. I'm asking you now. Forget about. Let's fuck all this. Oh, this season rubbish. Who is a better striker? You just have to say
season. This season, Harry Kane.
This season, who is a better striker, Robbie? If I gave you the option of Aubameyang or Harry Kane to sign, yeah, who are you picking to sign for your team? Same amount of money. If you had the same amount of money, and
I'm happy with my striker, man. I'm happy with my striker.
Cool.
I'm happy with my. We had Harry Kane. We had Harry Kane. What do you mean? Remember, you got him from us.
These lot are talking like the old ex.
We had him.
Talking like the old ex. We had him. We had him before. This is how I knew he became Beyonce. We had him too.
I'm happy with my guy. Yeah, I'm happy with my striker. Right, I'm happy.
Combined 11 before Robbie dips.
Yeah, but we've got like 3 minutes left. We've got like 3 minutes left. Yeah, so I don't think we have enough time to do it, to be honest. But
we can run that.
What's that? Combined 11.
It's a light one, isn't it? It's quick, isn't it?
Ready for you on that as well. You know, when you lot were setting, I know you lot were setting for me, right? You thought.
Come on, your monologues. Let's
come on, man. Let's do that.
Let's get twisted.
Yeah, we do the combined 11. In goal, Leno.
Hey,
that's for the starters. In goal, Leno. You want to go there?
Even when Lloris wasn't sober, he was better than Leno. So
Lloris, man, trust me. Even when the man then won the World Cup, he flopped.
He won there.
Even when France won the World Cup, he's trying to mess up the whole thing with his mistakes.
He won it though, man.
Leno.
He won it.
Leno who keeps passing to the opposition, basically. That Leno.
He made a couple of mistakes in the recent weeks.
You know what? Lads,
Leno.
What are you saying? Because it's going to be 3-1, so we need to find a way to do this fairly. I actually don't mind taking the L on Leno. I think Leno is a good keeper as well. So if you want Leno in there, fine. Have Leno.
You know what?
Listen. Hey, I'm not begging you lot for nothing, you know. I'm saying Leno's in there. You do me no favors, yeah?
Okay, cool.
No man do me no favors, yeah? But I'm not big nothing off no Tottenham, man, yeah?
Okay,
Leno's in there.
Okay, right back.
Aurier.
Right back. I'll give you Aurier.
Okay, cool.
I think you know, I actually prefer Cedric to Bellerin. I think that Cedric has had a good season, but Aurier I'd have to give you.
He's not had a good season, but yeah, fair enough. Yeah, he's
definitely
not had a good season.
I thought he had a good season.
No, I'm saying Cedric.
Oh,
Cedric.
Yeah,
he's had it since he's coming. He's been all right. I hope he plays on. I hope he plays on Sunday.
Okay, and then we'll get ripped apart by Son. But cool. Okay. Centre backs.
Oh yeah, I can't lie. I'm
back.
I'm having Gabriel and Luis, you know.
Gabriel and Luis.
Yeah.
Luis ahead of Alderweireld.
At the moment,
What
yeah.
are done out here, man?
I'm not having Luis in my team unless he's playing further up the pitch. Can't lie. World class football.
Luis has been alright this season. Luis has been alright.
I can't do it, man.
And Gabriel's definitely in there. And I'll tell you what, Pablo Mari as well is a very good centre back.
Chill on Pablo.
I'm going to chill on Pablo.
Alderweireld, I'm not accepting any answer, but Alderweireld and Gabriel. I'm sorry, I just can't. David Luiz in a combined 11, no, impossible.
I'm rolling with Tobes on this one.
That's what I'm talking about. Now it's hate.
It's not hate.
Hating on the man, right? Because
I got like 5 minutes. I need to skate. So
I think if
all right, roll on.
I'd have said
left back, Kieran Tierney.
Oh, stop that, man.
No,
Left back, Kieran Tierney.
No,
Wait a minute, right? Wait a minute. He has more. He scores goals. He's got just as good. I think he's got a better delivery when he gets up front than Reguilon, and he's a better defender than Reguilon as well. Reguilon should play wing. Nah, man. Kieran Tierney is a proper left back.
He is, but so is Reguilon.
No, he's better defensively than Reguilon.
Based on what? When have you seen Reguilon get?
What I've seen. I've watched.
When have you seen Reguilon get spun this season?
I've never
seen. When have you seen Tierney get spun?
Against Liverpool, against Mo Salah, against Riyad Mahrez. What are you on about?
Your whole team got spun when you played Liverpool. What are you talking about?
Yeah, but
your whole team got spun, and then you know what?
I gave you the answers. Tierney's Kieran Tierney all day long, bro. You mad?
I like Tierney, but I'm not rolling on the assist thing or the delivery.
How many goals has Reguilon scored this season?
Stop that, man.
What do you mean stop that? You're asking
your caveat for an inclusion of a left back is goals scored. Like this.
Because I'm judging. I'm going on his all-round game now. He's excellent going forward and he's excellent in defense.
Okay, but Aurier scored against United. That's not why I've put him in the team.
Huh? I gave you Aurier over our right back. Listen, I'm being real on my team.
Goals.
I'm being real. Tierney's in there, man.
I've got to pick Reguilon on that one.
That Robbie's banging on about. He's got 1 goal this season in the league. He's got
how many Reguilon got?
He's got 0.
How many Reguilon got? You're cussing 1 goal when your guy's got none.
I don't have the time for this. I'm overruling. Reguilon is in the team.
You're overruling.
I'm overruling.
I ain't overruling. No, man. I'm telling you.
Midfield. Let's go.
You overruled. Tierney's in there, bro.
Bro, Tierney is not in there. I'm sorry. We're not having
in there. He's in there.
Coming on us.
Midfield 2.
Tierney over Reguilon.
No.
We're there 4-2-3-1.
Yeah.
Tierney's in there.
Okay.
I'm going Partey and Tongi.
Same.
I wouldn't argue with that.
Wait. 4-2-3-1.
Yeah.
So what? You're not having Højbjerg in the team?
As not ahead of either of those two, no.
So
Højbjerg over Partey?
No, I'm not saying.
I'll see you a lot later. Yeah.
I'm not saying Højbjerg over Partey. I'm saying I would play a 4-3-3.
Good night. I'll see you Sunday.
Yeah, no. I'm saying I'd play a 4-3-3 and have
Højbjerg over Partey.
I didn't say that. I said 4-3-3. 4-3-3.
Guys, get me a drink, man.
4-3-3. I'm having Højbjerg, Partey, and Ndombele. What? That's the best pairing. Is it not?
Ndombele and Partey.
I feel like if we went 4-3-3, we could get better players in. But I feel like my third midfielder is going to throw everyone off because I've got my front three already. But we'll see.
Put your third midfielder.
My 4-3-3 is look at this guy, man. My 4-3-3 is Partey, Ndombele, and Saka because you know what my front three is. So I'm having Saka, Tongi, and Partey as a free.
Wait a minute. You see now already, I see what you. Wait a minute, no. Wait. Already, I see what you're trying to do already, yeah. Because you're scared that you might not get the front three you want, yeah. You're trying to shoot. Saka don't play number 10. Don't try and squeeze.
No.
Right?
I'm not
Saka don't play number 10, bro. We're doing the thing proper.
I didn't put him
in that number 10 role. I'm putting Odegaard in there. Put Odegaard in that number 10. Natural number 10, creative player. Odegaard.
When I said Saka, I meant 4-3-3. But if we're sticking to 4-2-3-1,
Are you going 4-3-3?
Wait, Ohio. I'm so shocked that you're not putting Højbjerg in this midfield.
I like over the three.
Hey, you know what, Toby? Yeah, Toby, you sound like Mourinho.
No, it's rattled. He's done his best work out wide. Why am I putting him in the interior midfield? He's not had stellar games in midfield.
What are you going? What is it? I thought you said 4-2-3-1.
I said 4-3-3. I said
4-3-3.
Let's go with your 4-3-3.
All right, 4-3-3.
Yeah,
4-3-3.
4-3-3. 4-3-3. Look, even the comments are saying it. I can't believe that one from Ohio. Wow, that is nasty. Very nasty.
He's being real, man.
No, he's not being real, man. He just like Saka, innit?
So what are you saying then? You saying Højbjerg in the middle?
I'm saying Højbjerg the deepest, yeah, and then in midfield, Thomas Partey and Ndombele. Thomas Partey played as an 8 for Atletico Madrid, and Ndombele is a natural 8 anyway, and Højbjerg can do the dirty work. I think that's the best midfield that both sides can put together.
We'll keep that 3.
If we are looking at that, that is the best side that we could put out, given the players that are on show. Because I'm not taking Odegaard as a number 10 at this moment in time. It's not a big enough sample of evidence to suggest it, personally.
He's better than anything you got. I can tell you, based on evidence I've seen, he's way better than Harry Winks.
That's fine.
That would be your number 10 option. Right? That's where you're trying to switch up the formation.
Dele would be the number 10 option.
Dele Alli. Does he even play for you?
Option at number 10.
Does Dele Alli even play for Tottenham anymore? What are you talking about, Dele Alli? You're just trying to. You see, you man are just trying to put in man.
No. We've agreed on the midfield.
No, I was just using as an example. Harry Winks is in the 10. So in terms of options, it would be Dele or Lamella or some other garbage that we could spring up. So,
last front 3.
I've heard you, man.
Front 3.
Playing of Kane.
No, wait a minute. What? Say that again.
Who's playing with Kane?
Who's playing off Kane?
He's playing with Kane, yeah.
Oh, because
this season you'd have to have Kane.
Yeah.
This season, okay.
Down the middle. I'm going to see me right. I'm not like you lot where it's hate. I'm being honest. So right now it would have to be Kane, Son, and Saka. I see. You can't argue with that.
Yeah, that's why I wanted Saka in midfield, but I agree. Like Saka has to be in the team somewhere.
No, because you wanted to put Saka in midfield so you could get Bale in there.
Absolutely,
you Bale don't make that team, bro.
Okay, when he scores,
but this is
golf. I'm not even basing off from the 6th hole or whatever they call it. Yeah,
but I'm basing this on I'm basing it on the best team available. Yeah, Saka's cold. But a fully fit Gareth Bale and functioning Gareth Bale. I'm not picking. This is
you. Yo, Toby, you're getting bad mind now, right? Because how can you've got right? I'm saying based off of especially this season, I put Son in there, I put Kane in there, right? How can you put Bale, who's only turned up in the last couple of weeks, above Saka, who has been one of the most consistent players in English football this season, playing in not even a great Arsenal team? He's one of the best young players in Europe. What are you talking about?
I agree with everything.
Bale over the last couple of weeks has turned up against a couple teams that he's supposed to turn up against. How can you put him in above Saka? Come on, man. You got to be fair with this thing.
If we'd agreed on that midfield 3, Saka has to start somewhere.
That's why I said you're trying to squeeze in, man. I'm not squeezing it, man.
You clocked me. It's fine. You got me. It's fine.
Nah, I can't.
I'm not rolling with Saka over Bale. I'm not doing it.
How can you? Sorry. Your manager has not even been picking him in the big games, and Saka is a big game player. Your manager's not been picking him. He's played in the recent games when you've been playing against the lesser teams. Come on, man.
Saka,
I know you're Tottenham fans. I know you want to finger your team, but come on, Saka has to be in there. To be.
Saka can be at the back of the bus in that, and he can ride the game.
Bridget, it's only you that ride on buses.
I hear it.
Park it up in the middle of the field.
He should be here somewhere, but we're dealing with a functional Gareth Bale now, and as class as I rate Saka highly, and I didn't even a couple weeks ago I didn't even want Gareth Bale at the club, but the guy is moving different. The guy is moving different, bro.
A couple of weeks ago, you didn't want Gareth Bale at the club.
Put it this way.
A couple of weeks ago, you didn't want Gareth Bale at the club. Now you're putting him in above a guy that's been performing week in, week out all season.
Okay, Robbie.
If you asked 6 weeks ago, I would have put Saka in the team.
Yeah.
If you asked 6 weeks ago,
Saka is in there. Even Tottenham fans in this chat know that. Tottenham fans in this chat know that, man. There is no way you can put Bale in. He's only turned up in the last. You just said it in the last 2 weeks.
Hey, listen, bro. You said you didn't want charity, but I mean,
we don't. You notice my lineup here. I never begged for nothing. I didn't beg for nothing. You man are trying to beg to put man in. Every man that's supposed to be in there is in there. Is in there, right? As I said, I'll put Son in there. I'll put Harry Kane up front. I'll put Saka. To me, that's the right thing. In the midfield.
You know what?
We're split on this one, so.
And you know what I mean? You lot know. He's like even with the Reguilon thing. You lot know it's Tierney.
No, it's not. You know what? Just because of that. You know what? I overruled you on that one. So this one. No. This one, it hurts me. You know my opinion on this. I'm picking
Toby, you just said a minute ago that
he's about
2 weeks ago.
Robbie, I'm about to give you Saka, bro.
He's supposed to be in there anyway. You're supposed to be real about it and just say he's in there. I don't want nothing from you.
No. You can't speak, Robbie. You can't speak to me
just
about
be real. Just be honest.
when you're putting caveats on the Aubameyang and Kane argument. So we can't talk about real if you're not going to be real about that argument. But
no. I made my case. I made my case. You made your case, right? But with the Saka thing, there's no case. You know he's in there. You said yourself, your words. You said 2 weeks ago, you didn't want Bale at the club.
Yeah. And
by the way, at the start of the
that
season,
you
I remember me and you talking. You said you've got the best front three in Europe.
I never said that. That's a lie. I did not say that. That's a lie. That's a lie right there.
Not a lie.
Find it in the WhatsApp. You're copying Laurie now. Find it in the WhatsApps and send it to me because this is a lie.
Laurie's here.
I said it's one of the best. One of the best. And he's probably feeding you information. He's a liar. He's a liar.
In Europe. Laurie's there. Yeah, I mean, Laurie's there.
All right, so
then tell him to show.
We decided that Saka's getting in.
Right? He said about the best front in Europe.
Undoubtedly said that.
He's this guy. You lot make me sick, Robbie. Yeah, Laurie makes me sick. I swear.
Hey, yo, listen. Right? I told you already. Yeah, we are ready for this game on the weekend. Yeah, we will defend our corner. See this? We'll defend this just like you lot will defend your thing. Remember that Saka first name on the bench. Who's that? Your brother? There's no listen. Come on,
listen.
You know, and then Toby's trying to say like, I'll give you that. It's not you give us that. He's in there.
Spin it, Robbie.
He's in.
So what's the split now? Now that we've given Saka,
that's the team.
Yeah, that's the team.
No, I don't agree with that team because Tierney should be in there over Reguilon. Everything else I'll agree with, right? But Tierney should be in that team over Reguilon. And everybody knows that. Yeah, again, you lot are you're trying to switch it up, yeah? So that would be Leno, Gabriel, Tierney. No, it's Leno, Gabriel, Tierney,
if you
Partey,
took 5.
Saka. So there's 5 Arsenal, 6 Tottenham.
So there's still more, man.
Yeah, by 1. And I said, right, you see, that's the difference between me and you, is that I'm fair, right? I said right at the start of I said right at the start of the thing, right? I'd say probably right now, and I've said this to Toby as well before, I said, you guys have got a better team than us. We're still work in progress, right? So you've got a lot of players that are established players that have been there for a while, that are top players. You got some top players. You should be doing much better than what you are this season. Some of the games that you've played where you're parking the bus and that, I haven't understood it. I'm like, with the players you've got, why are you parking the bus when you've got, you lot are saying you've got this great attack. Why are you parking the bus?
To be fair, I've been confused about that too. So
ask our manager, Robbie, not us. Ask our manager. But I think this is. I
ain't asking. I don't care.
Yeah.
All
right.
Why?
This has
been. You want to part, bro?
This has been a very, very entertaining episode. I mean, like, it's probably the longest episode that we've done, but this was.
Thank you. Thanks for having me on, man.
This was really good, man. You literally you came with a smoke as well. You held your own against 3 Spurs, man. So I gotta respect that. I would wish you the best of luck, but I wish, but
no,
lying.
I wish
you the worst of luck possible, and whatever happens, big up yourself for coming on the platform as well, Robbie. Thank you.
Respect to you guys. I wish you all the best of health for you and your families, and that's it, though. Because this weekend, when it comes to Sunday, bro, it's on. Yeah, we can talk again after that. But when it comes to Sunday, it's on. It's a North London derby. I'm sorry. It's a bare dislike for you, man, when it comes to Sunday. Because we need to win that game. You know what I mean? I can't have you, man, doing the double on us. Right? And I'm being real. I have to be a bit worried about the game because you guys are on form. You guys do have a good team. I'm not... And you know what? Even in years gone by, when we've been way better than you, you still come and put up a proper argument in these games. It can go any way. I don't know, man. I think Arsenal are going to get a win in this game. I'm going for an Arsenal win.
Fair. I didn't even ask as well.
Thanks. Anyway, but back to that. Respect for what you guys are doing, man. You know what I mean? Respect for you doing your thing. Thank you for having me on as well. I appreciate it, man.
I like this. I like that comment. Thank you, Robbie.
Thank you so much, Elite. I like that. Yeah. Now they're starting to listen to me, right? They're coming around to me.
But honestly, thank you for hopping on, Robbie.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
You, man.
Appreciate it, man.
Honestly, folks, if you're still watching as well and you're watching live on YouTube, smash a like on this video as well. And look out for this episode. The audio is going to be out tomorrow as well. So if you didn't catch the full episode, the audio is going to be available tomorrow. The video is also going to be available here. Make sure you are in that Discord on Sunday. The Touchline Fracas Discord is going to be popping off. Touchy Gooners
galore. Rizzlers galore. Someone's getting put in a spliff, and it won't be me.
Oh, and I forgot to even advertise as well. For those who are still watching now, make sure you stay on the Touchline Fracas YouTube channel because we actually have our fight card coming up now with Touchy Gooners versus our 2 representatives here of Touchline Hotspur, so Sai and Ohio. So stay tuned. That's coming up next. But until then, folks, take care and peace out.